Hello, Eddie G's Music World is live for another week. It is the 9th of March. I want to start by saying I'm going to try to not let the fact that the stock market is falling into the garbage can. Everybody's losing thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm losing a few thousand. It's terrible. I'm in a horrible mood. Why did this happen? This virus is killing me financially. Please stop it. Please. Somebody stop it. Get a vaccine, something. Okay. Oh, my OneDrive is almost full. I get that every week. I don't know what's going on with that. I get rid of stuff, it keeps coming back. Okay. We are going to go to this one and start listing. Well, it's a list of 250 Canadian bands. They start off at the list at number one. So it takes the drama away from me because I like to kind of gradually get to the top. But the list should start somehow, you know, at the bottom and then work its way to the top. But I didn't make the list, so I'm just trying to keep the faith. Now let's see. This okay. Let's see. This must be the. It must be the right. Yes, it is. Okay. Young Galaxy is number 200. I don't really know who they are, so maybe I'll have to look it up. Then there's a new. Somebody just added one. Cub. Anybody ever heard of Cub? Because I have not. Could it be that this list changes every week? Because it looks a bit different. But anyway, don't know that back either. Then there's Fuck the Facts. That's another Canadian band at 198 on this list of top 250. Now, I'm sure there was a bad word in another band that was from Canada. Oh, I see what they're doing. They're having this list go up and down, like it's a chart that can change. Because I had listed 2 weeks ago this band called Jackson Hawk at number 218. And I was going to talk about it, and then I see it's a 200. Instead of 200, it's a 218. But they had a great cover of Into the Mystic and by Van Morrison, and You Can't Dance. So this is a fluctuating list. It's like a Billboard chart, as opposed to a secure a list that doesn't change. It's just given, and the list stays the same. But I'll do my best to make heads or tails of this since I just found this out. Rational Youth at 202. I did see them live. They had a very good song out at the time, 1985. You Take Me or something like that. Okay, going to Bison, BC, number 197. Don't know them. BC must be British Columbia, but this is a new act they just added to the list. Excuse me for the sniffing. I do not have coronavirus, and the one or two listeners I have will not catch it. Do not worry. Okay, let's make a few more inroads into this. The King Kong and Barbecue Show at 196. Again, not too familiar with this one at all. Walter Rossi, definitely know about them. Him, I saw live in concert, had kind of like alternative, not alternative, a lot of keyboards. Where I worked 13, 14 years ago, there was a guy that was actually in touch with Walter Rossi and trying to guide him into doing shows because he was telling this guy I worked with that he was kind of low on money, and my friend was trying to get him to do some concerts for even if it's 100 people or 200 people. But I don't know what happened after that, whether the guy did a couple of shows to make money or not. He had a following in the 70s and 80s. Definitely had about 6, 7 good songs worth looking into. FM Static. There was a band called FM. They had a good song, but this is FM Static, so I don't know if it's the same. Next, 8 Seconds. I think that's the one that they had a hit song, and I think I saw them live. and they did the Ottawa Senators theme song. They're from Ottawa. I called this the lead singer of this band, and he answered his phone because I looked up the name of the band, and the guy's name was there, and I called him up. He was happy to talk to me. He wasn't rude. Next, 192, Walking Call. Don't know. Destroyer, don't know that at all. Rain Maida, now I do know him because he's in Our Lady Peace. And he has not had, as to my knowledge, a big solo career. He's probably done a song with his wife, who I also saw live. What's her? Chantal Kriviazik. So he's around. I saw him once on his own at a concert, and once he opened up for Guns N' Roses, but I showed up for Our Lady Peace's last song, so I didn't hear very much of them. Number 189, Razor. They look metal. 188, Exciter. They look metal too, maybe punk. Sorry if I'm not giving you major info about these bands. It's just been a hectic, crazy week that I'm trying to get through. I'm doing my best. Ill Scarlet, or is it Three Scarlet? Number 187 on the top 250 list. Effed Up. I did that one already, so it must have moved up. Yeah, you see, from 221 to 70. It moved up 70. So it's at 186. I already did them. Bobby Cortola I already did. Alves, I don't know. It moved up 37 points from 182. We're at the Inbreds, moving up the chart, 20 something points. Thor is a metal band. I believe I've heard of them, but don't know much about them. 182, moved up 36 points. Cœur de Pirate, Pirate's Heart, moved up 44. How did they figure out how these kind of, not obscure necessarily, but lesser known acts are doing currently within 2 weeks? How does it go up? I wish I knew. Sandbox at number 180, moved up 42 points. Don't know much about them at all. Dan Snaith, see, I did this one already. Sword, I did it, but it moved up 67. I'm guessing because they have a new album coming out. So people are excited by it, and it moved up to 178. Priestess, I did already. Elliot Brood, I know that guy's name. He's like a solo act. Was he in another band? I don't remember, but the name is vaguely familiar. Yukon Blonde. Maybe there are some blondes there. I don't know. Yukon is, for those who don't know, an extremely cold section of Canada. Anyway, they moved up somehow a lot of points on this chart. Doughboys. I've heard of them too. Ontario. Maybe somebody from Ontario added this band or moved it up to 174. Wolf Parade I already did, but they moved up to 173. Crystal Castles, 172. Half Moon Run. If you know any of these acts, you can definitely fill me in the comment section. There's currently nobody commenting, but it's open anyway. Excuse me for the sniffing. It's all unintentional. Half Moon Run at 171. Eric's Trip at number 170. The Kooks, I think I've heard of them. Number 169. Now, Moxie Früvous, the guy who was in that band, became a very big talk show host on CBC, and he was accused of sexual doing like a few things with women that they said they were unwelcome, so they accused him of kind of, I don't want to say rape, but maybe doing too much. And then there were tapes and there were documentation. And the guy from Moxie Früvous, what's this guy's name? He got off. He was found not guilty, but his radio career was kind of knocked off the CBC because all this bad publicity. And he's doing his own show or some podcast for a lot less money, I'm sure. But let's see if I can remember the guy's name. Anyway, look it up. CBC, sexual indiscretions or rape accusation talk show host. You'll find him. Black Mountain, 167. Ubiquitous. Synergy Seeker, number 166. Harum Scarum, they've been around. Don't think I saw them, but I know they've been to do some shows. They're at 165. They're kind of a rock act. It went up 27. Okay. 164, Japan Droids. That sounds like an interesting name, but no, I don't know who they are. Annihilator. That could be a name, a band I've heard before, but I don't really know. Can't tell you for sure. See if we can get some act I've heard of here. Mac DeMarco, don't know. 162 is the listing. Dayglow Abortions. I've heard of them because they came out in the 90s or so. And any, when you have a controversial name like a glowing baby, a Dayglow glowing baby, probably abortion, the name sticks to you. I don't think they became a huge fan, but I should look into what happened. Let's see if I can find out. I always make mistakes. Yeah, it's blocked. My computer's set up to block certain things. Now, let me see. Did I get knocked out? Yes, I did. Now, we'll go back to it. I don't learn my lesson well. I clicked on it, and it kicked me right off my list due to the blockage. Now, Dayglow Abortions. Let's see where they were. Okay, Colorado. Interesting name. Number 160. Don't know anything about them. Maybe it's Colorado and Holler mixed together. Now, here I see Bonham. Now, there might have been another Bonham because it's Tracy Bonham who had one hit. I don't think it's her. Maybe it is, but it can't be Jason Bonham because he's not a Canadian. So I don't know. This is some other Bonham that I don't know about. But it's got some notoriety. It's 159 on the top 250 Canadian acts. Number 158 is Limb Lifter. I do know them. I've heard of them. So there is a song by them that I've heard. Don't think I saw them, but there's a song. See how long I've been going. I don't want it to seem like a rushed show. I'll try to make it 20 minutes. It's just that I'm just trying to keep my act together. It's been very rough. Who's this? Grimes. Now, was there a Grimes that I've heard of? I don't even know. Grimes. There is a new singer called Grimes, but she's not Canadian. SNFU. FU must be fucked up. But SN, I don't know. But I've heard the name. Hot Heat, I know. I didn't know they were Canadian. But I know that they had a following in, I'm going to say 20 years ago. They came around, they were big for a few months, a year or two, and that was it. The next one was something I do definitely have a clear memory of, A Foot in Cold Water. Why? Because they had a big hit song called Make Me Do Anything You Want, which was covered by Helix a few years later. But the Foot in Cold Water version was hit in the U.S., which is rare. 153, Winter Sleep. 152, Default. The Arrogant Worms at number 151. So I'm going to go to 150 and see what it is next time. I don't really know. I don't really know what it will be because this chart fluctuates. I'm hoping I'm going to be okay for next week when I'm in a little better mood. I'm really, really hoping. Let me see if there's anything exciting in music. Oh, yeah, I'm going to see Cummings Bachman, Front Row. That's BTO, and some BTO musical here, some Guess Who musical here, some Burton Cummings solo, and maybe if there's a Randy Bachman solo he wants to do, he'll do. They don't call it the Guess Who because Gary Cale, or I forget the name of the guy, in the 70s, he went and paid 50 grand for the name Guess Who, which is a very smart move because every time they reunited and toured, he got paid money because he owns the name. But now Bachman and Cummings are smart enough. Well, they were always smart, I'm sure, but they just dropped the name Guess Who, and they don't have to pay that fee to the guy that owns the name. So they go out on tour and they just play. I mean, people know that Burton Cummings. Sorry to insult the other two guys who are Peterson, I think, and Hale. But we will. I see next week there's going to be some good big acts coming up. I looked it up. Don't know how much they'll change over the next 7 days. And I want to thank you for tuning in for the show. It won't be a very long show today. I'm going to have to calm down and get my things going and sort some problems out that have been going on for 2 weeks and see how that's going on. Eddie G's Music World, top 250 Canadian bands. Thank you very much, and we'll see you for another week. Bye.